Okay, that was the char light. That was the char light. Wait for it. Okay. Well, this is Old Holy Smoking Pipe Padre, and welcome, mein Pfeifenfreunds. I am smoking my Saturday Savinelli, my brand new Saturday, beautiful Savinelli autograph. And this is, without a doubt, a very, very beautiful, beautiful pipe. No doubt about it. Look at that green. Now, I'm smoking this pipe. With, well, I asked you, many of you I asked a couple days ago on my very first video when I showed you this new pipe, what pipe tobacco would you recommend that I smoke in my new Savinelli autograph? And I had some really nice suggestions. One person suggested I smoke something called chocolate cream. Sounds delicious. And a couple other people. One person said, "Well, Father, you know, Padre, you got to put in some pirate cake in that pipe and fire it up." I thought about it. I certainly thought about pirate cake. Let me get some of my Starbucks here. If you're probably noticing a little bit of a different video presentation, it's only because I'm smoking my smoking. I'm using my iPad Mini to record this. I started thinking, you know, I'm Apple site, I think, as David says. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but he says I'm appled up. I think he thinks that I am been bought out by Apple. So I'm Apple site, owned by Apple. Apple fanboy, we call it here in America. So, but anyway, I'm using my iPad Mini to make this video. I'm so far impressed with the video quality because this isn't the iPad with Retina display, and I'm astounded by the quality of the video itself. I'm looking at that and going, man, that's a nice looking video, and you can see the beautiful grain of the pipe. I mean, I'm really loving it. Ich liebe dich. Okay, so so many of you are probably wondering, what am I smoking in my new Saturday, or my new Savinelli autograph? And by the way, my little introduction there, where I used real matches, real wood, sulfur-free matches, that was in honor of old Pipe Pastor. Very, very interesting fellow. I've seen him for the last couple of years. He and his son, old Bold Donahue. I've always enjoyed their videos. He has a very interesting perspective on theology. And he had a little series. I saw it up a couple days ago, and I said, you know, I gotta watch that series. So Saturday morning, I'm on my little vacation, and what do? I watch Pipe Pastor. Hey. You know, I always get a tickle when people tell me they watched my videos. You know, they go, I'm watching your videos. And I think, don't you have something better to do? So, but I guess some of us, we just, you know, there's certain people that at the right time, when they just you know, had something to say to us, and we just, hey, had some good thoughts on New Year's resolutions in the light of faith, and I guess I'll just leave it at that. Well, a lot of very thought-provoking ideas, and I want to thank him if he's watching. Thank you, Pastor. But he made sure that he was talking about how to really light a pipe. And to be honest with you, I certainly enjoy my Dunhill lighter, but I don't think I get a really good char light from the lighter. I don't know what it is, but I noticed that I got a really good char light on my beautiful new Savinelli. And I just thought, well, you know, I watched him light up his pipe, and I think he went on for quite a while too, which is another reason why I kind of feel a little bit of simpatico with him. We pastors, I guess, or ministers or preachers, we like to talk. I've had a few of you who let me know you don't appreciate that, and you're not very sanguine about my soliloquies. And that's okay. That's okay. I understand. I don't even like to hear myself ramble either, believe it or not. This might come as a little bit of a shock to some of you. I really don't like preaching. I mean, I do it. I mean, there are times I feel compelled to speak if I have something to say, but certainly every day I don't. You know, anyway, I won't go into that now. But anyway, so probably a lot of you are probably saying, well, what in the heck did you smoke in the pipe? Come on, get to it. Fair enough. But I have to, before I tell you, and I am going to tell you right now what I am smoking, maybe what I'll do is I'll share with you what I'm smoking, and if that's what you want to watch, and then you want to go to watch something else, I'll do it. Okay. But here is what I smoke, what I'm smoking right now. Okay, Burberry. And this was sent to me by Thomas Eus Puffendorf. And if you're watching, Thomas, again, I want to thank you for this wonderful tobacco. David, who's also from Deutschland, said, you know, this looks like a very Danish. It is a freehand. It is a Savinelli freehand, and it is kind of in the Danish freehand style, kind of a very gentle freehand, but it is very Danish looking, and I guess that's one of the reasons why I love Danish freehands. But this just looks like something that it's just somebody who is very noble and very aristocratic and very, I don't know, just somebody, obviously not me, but but somebody. This just looks like such a beautiful pipe, and it is very much in that Danish freehand tradition, which I love, absolutely love. And so I thought, well, you know, I wish I had some, to be honest with you, one of the best pipe tobaccos, and I couldn't believe that it's a pouch, it's something you can probably buy in a store, was sent to me by Bruno the Daily Puffer. I know I've talked about this before, called Holland House, and it's just a lovely Cavendish, dark Cavendish. And it I like what Pipe Pastor said. Don't be afraid to puff on your pipe for a while, you know. Keep those embers going, kids, boys and girls. And breathe through the pipe, too. That's one of the things that my brother taught me a long time ago. And that's kind of the, you know, somebody was saying, how do you keep the pipe going? And you'd breathe with it, you know. Especially if you talk a lot like I do. I noticed that Pipe Pastor's pipe never went out, not once. I mean, he didn't have to relight it all. And again, I think that's because of the good char light first with the match. I've got to be honest with you, I don't seem to be able to do that with my lighter. I love my lighter, don't get me wrong. You know, it's a good lighter, but fantastic lighter. But it doesn't have the same. It just doesn't do the same. It doesn't give you the same quality, I guess. But anyway, so I digress again, as I always do. But so I was watching videos this morning. I was watching Pipe Pastor's videos, and then I saw James 2112, Astroman 2112, James, in Thailand. And again, James, if you're watching, thank you for the marvelous little shout out. It completely surprised me. As I like to tell James, Rick Steves has nothing on him. I just love his videos. They're just beautiful videos. And he's an Apple guy too. We're Apple guys together. Hey, by the way, James, if you're watching, Mac Pro, it's out. I'm going to get one. I probably won't be able to get one, you're a little more in the professional side of it, but I'm definitely going to get a new Mac Pro in the new year. But anyway, James gave me a really nice shout out, which was completely unexpected. But more importantly, I think he was smoking some Burberry that Thomas Eos Puffendorf sent to him. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because two things. One, I just remembered that I had this tobacco. Thomas sent this to me almost a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. And I was a little afraid that, oh my gosh, I wonder if it's gone bad. It's a very gentle, mild smoke. But the thing I liked about, and I still like about Burberry, is that it reminds me of almost a little bit of that Holland House, that wonderful, rich Cavendish, dark Cavendish aroma. And it reminds me that that's one of those smells that literally takes me back in time. I am 7 years old, and my brother's just come home for Christmas. And he's got his attaché case, and in his attaché case I had all of his pipe accoutrement. And I remember opening up a pouch, and I don't know if it was Sale or it could have been, I don't think it was Borkenriff. It might have been. But there was something that just was almost identical to what the Holland House, and this has a very wonderful aroma, as does W.O. Larson Signature Blend in the blue tin. Now, I'm going to say something, I kind of learned my lesson. How do I say this? For me, this and W.O. Larson are very similar, Signature, very similar in their aroma and in their smokability. They're very tasty, but you will, if you're not careful, you will get a little bit of tongue bite. At least I do. Now, some of you say, well, you smoke like a house on fire. Well, I do. I am really excited about this new autograph Savinelli. But anyway, I was surprised that this was still moist. It's been sitting in a really dark drawer, which probably is very impervious to moisture and stuff, or drying out. There's kind of got one of those lucky little spots in your house that just for some reason it does seem to keep tobacco pretty well. It's not designed for that, but it sure does. What I'd like to do, though, is probably, and I don't think this is a New Year's resolution, but it is an idea that this time has come, is that, again, and I said this last year too, is to try and really smoke the tobaccos that I have. Now, I don't know about some of you guys, but I'm not really, well, a little Starbucks here. I guess I do, on average now, smoke my pipe probably once a day. when I have time. But if I'm busy and I just have to rush around, I probably won't. And so, unfortunately, a lot of the tobaccos that I have they just sit. And yes, I have put some of them away properly, and I probably should do that with this. But one of the things, I don't know if I get this from my parents, but it's sort of like you don't want to waste anything. And although I tend to be a bit of a hoarder, I'm really trying to get rid of that thing and use things, use consumables. It's like, vegetables. I'm doing the paleo diet. And by the way, I just want to say this in passing. Paleo diet is, although it's sometimes known as the caveman diet, or if you're following Mark Sisson, the paleo blueprint diet, a lot of it, and I'm always amazed, and they always think it's caveman and meat, but it's a lot more than that. It's whole foods. It's mostly, to be honest with you, it's mostly vegetables and meat. Okay. And I have lots of delicious vegetables, and I'm getting to the point now where I just crave, vegetables. Raw vegetables, green leafy stuff. In fact, if I don't get the green leafy stuff every day, my body just feels so much different. And I was eating I had a nice breakfast this morning. But until I started having my greens, I didn't feel sated. I didn't feel that I had really nourished myself. And so when I get, I like dandelion greens. Those are really good prebiotic greens. Spinach, cabbage, broccoli, all the things. And if you look this up on the paleo blueprint diet, it's a lot of vegetables. Meat is part of it, but it's not the end all and the be all. In fact, I probably do more vegetables, or as at least 50-50. It's a 50-50. Actually, probably more vegetables than I do meat. Not to say I don't eat the meat, but I don't like the meat. Of course I do, but it's not. It's not. Me just eating a piece of raw meat. Like right now, I've got some in the slow cooker. I got some adobo chicken simmering away, but it's got onions, it's got carrots, it's got celery, and just chicken, and then the broth, the adobo broth. There's no flour. I didn't dredge the chicken in flour or anything like that, and it's actually quite good. And when the chicken's gone, then you have this like rich chicken broth soup. And then if you wanted to, you can either eat it like that with the vegetables. They're nice and crispy and delicious. Or you could even probably take one of those hand plungers, because the vegetables will be semi-soft, and you could probably make like a really nice thick miso type soup from that when all the chicken's gone. Also, one of the things that I'm curious about in paleo is bone broth soups. A lot of times we've taken the nutrients out of our food because we debone them and take the skin off, because we've been taught that those are not good for you. And yet the marrow and the bones and the skin are actually very good, have good healthy fats and good healthy nutrients that we actually need. So anyway, I digress. So anyway, that's what I'm smoking in my brand new, beautiful, I want to say beautiful, covering up my old ugly face there, beautiful Savinelli autograph. Gosh, this is gorgeous. And so I want to thank you for watching. Again, I want to thank Thomas Hughes Puffendorf for the Burberry tobacco. Delicious. I also want to thank Pipe Pastor for his wonderful videos, and especially on just the old basic fundamentals on how to get a good char light on your pipe and keep it going. And finally, I want to thank James Astroman2112 again for his nice shout out. Okay, that's all I have to say. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you soon. And hey, light up your world today, light up your pipe. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.